Hi guys, welcome to Monday Moments with Fran. I hope you are doing well. Disappointments, they are a part of life. And I think when we realise that we are going to encounter disappointments, we're better placed to manage them, to deal with them, to overcome them, and ultimately to come back from them. Last year, I was very disappointed with an individual, and to the point where I was frustrated. Okay, so I was disappointed with their behaviour. So they had done what I didn't anticipate, and I was so frustrated to the point of almost being angry that I couldn't even approach them, because when you're angry, it's not necessarily a healthy position to speak from. And when I took some time out, spoke to a close family member and just really shared what I was going through, it boiled down to the fact that I was disappointed because what I expected of them didn't happen. And I had to really manage that situation. And in that particular scenario, it was a case of, do you know what, Fran? They are a human being. You can have these really high expectations and thoughts that they're going to be able to do this or honour their word. And absolutely, people, need to do what they need to do. But they're human. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to make errors. And we have to be able to give them grace to kind of be on their own journey. So in that particular scenario, I dealt with my disappointment very much internally, very much prayerfully, praying for the individual and coming from a position of compassion, that they need to sort out that, or else they're gonna not manage themselves well in their situations. But disappointments can be really, really hard things. Sometimes they can leave us feeling like, we don't want to try again, and what is the point? But we can never stay in that place because, like I said earlier, disappointments will come in different ways. So we have to learn to be able to bounce back and sort of live from a very resilient stance so that we're not knocked down to the point of no return. I don't know about you, but I've met some people in life who are so stuck, and they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in a season, and all they talk about is what happened 5 years ago, what happened 10 years ago, who did this, who did that. And it's because partly I feel they're not able to manage that they were disappointed in a season and move on from that. Because we have to move on. Like, there is always a different place to go forward to. There's always new and exciting things we can look forward to, but we have to manage our disappointments. Sometimes I know I can be disappointed in myself, disappointed in the way I react or the way that I have or haven't done something. And even in that scenario, I have to give myself grace and say, do you know what, Fran? You're a human being. You are learning. You are not going to get it right 100% of the time. So learn from your mistakes, learn from your errors, and move on from the disappointment. It is so necessary. If you're going to be starting something or branching out in a new venture, disappointments may come in various ways, and we have to learn to manage it so that we keep going and we keep trying. You can try something 100 times and then think, do you know what, maybe this isn't for me, because it's disappointing and it's emotionally taxing. But maybe it's that 101st time of doing it that you're going to get a breakthrough, or you're going to get success. So you have to keep going. One of the best ways that I personally deal with disappointments in my life, that come in various ways. Some of them are really dear to my heart. Others of them are just everyday life stuff. But I always remind myself that God knew that we'd be here today. That God knew I would be experiencing this particular thing. That God knew that this would or wouldn't happen the way that I expected. And if God knew about it, well, then he has got a solution, or he's got an avenue for me to manage and to get through it. Ultimately, there can be learning in each and every situation. We learn about others, we learn about ourselves, we learn about life and life experiences. And so if you're in a season of disappointment, be encouraged. You will get through it, but manage it. One of the things I don't think is very healthy is when we avoid things or we pretend like, well, it didn't matter that much. And actually, it really, really did matter. Acknowledge it. Say to whomsoever, I am disappointed. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. But then that should be a comma, not a full stop, where we say, however, this is how I'm going to move on. This is how I'm going to approach it differently. This is how I'm going to manage things differently. I know for me, I manage my expectations very differently. Just because someone carries a particular position or title or they've got a particular experience, I don't have an expectation that I used to have, because I remind myself that they are still human, they are still growing and learning, and they're going to mess up. They're going to get it wrong. So I have to give them grace to do that, but also have to, I guess, guard my heart and guard my mindset and my emotional well-being by not having such high expectations, so that disappointments don't come and absolutely floor me. So like I said, if you are in a season of disappointment or you're feeling discouraged, you will absolutely get through this. Find something that will work for you to be able to move forward. You know, I'll say it till the cows come home. I love journaling. It's something that I find very therapeutic. I also believe in counselling, prayer, absolutely. Maybe speaking to the individual, writing it down, even looking back at what other people have done to manage a particular situation, reading books on how to overcome disappointment, learning from people who have made progress despite having a fallout or a low moment in their journey. So guys, I hope you have a great week. And no matter what happens, you've got to remember that you are pushing forward and you're going in a particular direction, and God has got you. Like, that personally just brings me peace, and it really settles me when things are very, very unsettling. God's got you. God's got your family. He's got your situation, and it will be well. Okay, have an amazing week. Go and encourage somebody else. Tell them, just appreciate them, love on them, bless them. Whatever you can do to encourage somebody else, it'll make a difference. And it may just be the thing that helps them to keep going to that next day. All right, stay blessed.